Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Caitlin and today I'm going to be sharing my tips for those of you that don't have help at home with your baby. There are many reasons that you might be in this situation. You might be like me and live just really far away from your family and loved ones, people that you trust. Maybe you've lost loved ones. Perhaps you've just moved to a new area in general and you don't know anybody. Maybe you're a single mom or a single dad. Whatever the case may be, there are of course challenges involved with not having someone to call when you just need a break, you need a really good shower or bath, you need to go to the gym for however long that you want to be there, you want to go on a date, a real date. However, there are a lot of benefits as well to doing it on your own and not having to worry about opinions and comments and perhaps criticism from the people that you love most. Whether you're feeling the pros or the cons more, I'm going to give you my very best tips and advice in regard to raising your child, at least in the first year, on your own. Of course, as always, I have to say that these tips are subjective to me, my lifestyle, and my needs. I personally feel great when I do all these things and make them a habit, so that's why I'm sharing them. So hopefully they will allow you guys to also be pretty joyful, laid-back people. The first one may or may not be available in your area, but if it is, this is awesome. Look into delivery services. Donovan was just a little tiny baby. I did take him out of the house right away. I was in the grocery store and then I found out that I could have my groceries delivered to my front door. It was a game changer for sure. Although I love taking Donovan out, it was a challenge. It was very difficult and I felt almost disrespectful to him because I am a RIE parent and an Objectivist parent. I felt like it's not the best thing to have to run errands when I have my son with me in this precious time of his development. It's imperative for him to rest, to, be physically mobile and capable and not restricted in any way. And I discovered that my local grocery store that's literally on the corner delivered my groceries. I was super pumped. Just go right online to the website. In my case, it's Ralph's, or if you're maybe in the Midwest, like where I'm from, it's Kroger. And of course, this isn't the only grocery store that allows this, so I would check into your local grocery store or ask them the next time you're there. You can really pick from the entire selection at the store. Some nice person, in my case it was a nice person, will literally text you if something's missing from the list that they can't find in the store. That way you can kind of makeshift it. Perhaps if you're making a recipe or something and you really need that one particular ingredient, they can find you a replacement right in the moment. They'll take all of the groceries right to your doorstep. At least they did in my case, and that was so awesome. And in general, it continues to be really awesome because my days are busy as a mom, and a grocery trip, we all know, is actually pretty intense. So look into delivery services. If your grocery store doesn't offer this service yet, I'm sure they will eventually because times are changing. A couple other services that I don't personally utilize but would be awesome are laundry service and a diaper service if you are using cloth diapers. One more service that's not delivery related would be a maid service or somebody just to, in general, come and do a deep clean of your house maybe once or twice a month. A second tip, and these are kind of in a completely random order, I had literally just typed them up as I was thinking about what really helped me out, so bear with me. But this next one is to meditate, and I talk about meditation all the time, but you can just reflect on this quote from Buddha himself. Postpartum is associated with so many negative things as far as like how stressed you might be and anxious you might be and fearful you might be. Meditation single-handedly eliminates a lot of those feelings if you're able to just sit, get comfortable, and be present for even 5 minutes of your day. It's going to make a tremendous difference. You're going to need a moment to just tell yourself, whether it's in the form of an affirmation or in the form of not thinking anything, in meditation, that you're doing a good job. There are a lot of great apps for meditation. I've currently been using this one called Headspace. This one's cool because it takes you through a course of steps and you can choose the duration of time that you're going to meditate. It's really helpful. If you're not into using an app, which most of the time I'm not personally, I really recommend the book that I read when I first began to meditate, and it's called Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind by Senryu Suzuki. And even if you're watching this and you didn't have a baby, you should meditate. I think everybody should do this, and I really wish that this was something that was taught in the American education system. I think that it would really create a much more balanced, conscious society of people, and I can't stress it enough. My third tip is to meal prep. Whether it be a day in advance, 3 days in advance, a whole week ahead of schedule, maybe you do your meal prep on Sunday, pick one day of the week or several days out of the week where you do the majority of your cooking or just washing and preparing of your foods, and stick to that routine. Food is important. You have to eat. You have to nourish your body, especially if you're breastfeeding, especially if you're just caring for a baby. You really need to have as much energy as possible and take the best possible care of yourself after having a baby. It's such a huge physical transition for your body to be going through that it's more important than ever to really properly nourish yourself. I personally love having a few go-to dishes in my fridge at all times. That way, even if I don't have a second, I feel like I have to get a ton of other things done, really need to give my full attention to Donovan or to Ben or whoever, and I don't have time to cut and wash chicken and saute vegetables or whatever. I don't want to ever reach for or ever put in my freezer something that I have to put in the microwave. Fake foods in general, nothing that comes out of a bag. For that reason, I always have, like I said, cut and washed vegetables, cut and washed fruits, all in my glass containers in my refrigerator, organized and ready to go. I usually have the exact same salad in my fridge at all times. It's chickpeas, olives, cherry tomatoes, cucumbers, feta cheese, apple cider vinegar, a little bit of olive oil, and a squeeze of lemon. Yeah, that's my go-to salad, and it's always packed away, ready to go. Speaking of chickpeas, another great snack is roasted chickpeas in the oven. Just pick whatever seasonings you like, cover those bad boys, make sure they're nice and dry, throw them in the oven for 25 minutes. They're like super crunchy and so much better as far as like chips and snacky foods go for you, so that's another option. If you're someone that has a sweet tooth, however, I really recommend frozen bananas and making banana ice cream. Use almond milk, my frozen bananas, cacao powder, cacao nibs, and mint essential oil, and I have like the most delicious snack. It kind of comes out more like a milkshake, but it's super delicious and it really does curb any cravings that I have for sugar. I also like to make a lot of hard-boiled eggs and keep them in my refrigerator, as well as tuna. I also do my chicken. I wash it when we buy it from the grocery store, and I go ahead and cut it schnitzel style, or like in thin strips. That way I can just throw it on the pan with a little bit of Mrs. Dash, and that's it. I'm eating something that's actually good for me and fueling my body. Speaking of getting on a routine as far as picking when you're going to do your meal prep, in general, my tip number 4 is to get on a very specific routine. I personally post my routine on my bedroom door and my son's bedroom door. That way I stay on track. I get up very, very early to work out. That way I know that I'm going to get it done, because if you're watching this and you're a parent, you know once your day is getting started and it's rolling, the likelihood of you, especially if you're a woman, I know for men it's a lot more simple as far as like your aesthetic goes, but for me, if I'm already dressed and ready for the day and I've gone out or something, the likelihood of me working out and then having to get ready again if we're going somewhere else, it's like such a headache, especially because I really do sweat in my workouts. Like, I kill them. Another thing I always make sure to add into my routine is my laundry. I try to keep it as regular as possible because laundry is my vice. I am horrible about letting it go. However, this routine really, really keeps me on track. I put a load in the morning. I take it and put it in the dryer when it's ready, and then in the afternoon I take it out of the dryer and I try to at least fold everything. If I can't iron it, it is what it is. That's a whole nother ball game. I hate laundry. One more cleaning aspect of my routine is my 30-minute or 45-minute to an hour deep clean that I do every night before I go to bed. After Donovan's put to sleep and we've had dinner and everything is everywhere, I set my timer. I go for 30 or however long it takes, usually no more than an hour. That way I really can read, spend some time with Ben, and just decompress from the day. However, this is so important to me. I never leave the house ever with dirty dishes in my sink, and I never go to sleep with dirty dishes in my sink or on my counters. All of this routine keeps me feeling fresh, healthy and balanced. I'm the type of person that's super neurotic when it comes to my house being clean and tidy, and I hate clutter more than anything. It makes me feel so much peace of mind when I wake up and the house smells fresh, like it's been cleaned, and everything is in its place and there's nothing hanging around. It's the worst feeling. Not to mention, routine really helps your baby. Anything that you can do to help your baby anticipate and make their life as predictable as possible is great. 2 thumbs up. The more your baby can anticipate what's coming next, the more easy it is for them to communicate with you and for you to communicate with them. It's gonna make things kind of more easy breezy, and you can sort of relax and actually just take more of an observational standpoint and sit back and enjoy your baby and enjoy the building of their relationship between the 2 of you. Number 5 is one that I just now, my son is 8 months old, I just now started practicing, and I'm sharing it with you hoping that you really do take this sage advice that people will hands down give you over and over again, and that is to sleep when your baby sleeps. When I first had baby Donovan, I was like, what in the world are they talking about, sleep when your baby sleeps? Are you crazy? Like, what? I have no time for myself, for my projects. I've gotta go. I've gotta, like, you know that scene in Mulan where she decides, this is it, I'm going to war. She cuts her hair and that doon 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 music. Okay, that is me after my son falls asleep. I'm in the zone. However, you can tell in my voice, and you probably can from my last 2 videos, I'm pretty sick. Why, you might ask? Because I never sleep. I really don't rest very much, and it's such an important aspect of health, and that's something that I preach all the time. So, being my regular self, I sat back and assessed what I can be doing better for my self-care, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna have to suck it up and sleep a little bit. I need to rest. Know that everybody had told me that in the past, you know, sleep when your baby sleeps, when he naps, you nap. And I took it so specifically, like I need to sleep for the same duration of time that he sleeps. And Donovan will nap for 2 hours, you know, 2.5 hours, 3 hours sometimes. I can't just waste 3 hours of my day. 3 hours that's precious, okay? However, I started thinking differently. Like, well, what if I just sleep for a really tiny, power nap while he's sleeping? Why haven't I looked at it that way? And I started doing that this week, and I'm actually starting to get better. And I read this study that indicated that the best possible sleep for recharging yourself is in 7-minute increments. If I want to extend from 7 minutes, because that's it's too short for me, I need more rest, I'll literally just increase by 7 minutes for however long I actually want to sleep. And then if I go past my timer and I'm still tired, oh my god, just talking about sleep makes me if I go past the alarm clock and I'm still tired, I just add 7 minutes. What I've really realized about the whole sleep when your baby sleeps thing is that I'm twice as productive when I really do take that advice. When you're running on empty but trying full force to get everything done, chugga chugga, I'm like, I think I can, and I'm doing everything, but I would be able to do it with so much more clarity and peace of mind if I would just have a little bit of rest before taking care of any of the tasks that I'm taking care of. Tip number 6 is to read, and I think I say this in every single one of my videos, but I love books. I love them, and I believe that the more knowledge you have, the more joyful you're going to be, the more money you're going to make, and in general, the better friend, citizen, partner, parent you're going to be. In particular, I really recommend reading this book, Managing Oneself, because you are handling a baby and your relationship without, once again, anybody to call, anybody to come and just give you a moment to yourself, a moment to work, whatever it is that you need to get done. You really need to manage your time well. In fact, you need to manage your time almost perfectly. You don't have any to waste. Ever. And that goes for people that don't have kids. You don't have time to waste, you guys. If you want to be something, if you want to create something or do something with your life that's meaningful, you can't waste time. It's really precious. This book, Managing Oneself, was really great for me because it allowed me to actually figure out the best circumstances for my best work. allowed me to really assess my bad habits and how to conquer them. In general, it allowed me to analyze what kind of worker I am, what kind of work I really should be doing. And that is imperative for a new parent, especially a new parent that's arriving solo. Another tip that I recommend for those of you that are doing this on your own are pre-shower workouts. I know this sounds really funny, but to do just a 10-minute circuit of exercises before you shower every day is such a great habit to get into, because the likelihood of you getting into a real gym with a newborn, if you don't have help, is probably pretty slim. And the likelihood of you having a full hour of your day or a full hour and a half to go to a gym, come back from a gym, change, all that stuff with your newborn if you don't have help is probably pretty slim. The reason I say before you shower is because most people shower regularly and I want this to be routine for you. My next tip would be to document everything that you possibly can. Invest in a good camera if you have the ability to, or make sure that your iPhone or your whatever thing you use to take pictures and videos is nice and organized. Make sure that your files are kept and stored in a neat way, that way you're not just scrambling through photos for their first birthday or whatever, and in general later on down the line. I'm a very nostalgic person, and it's something that is imperative for me, especially because my family and friends are far away. Pictures are a very, very important part of the way that we relate and communicate and share our lives. One thing to remember when taking photos of your little one and your family in general is that you need to be in them. I know my mom was always behind the camera when we were growing up, and she was rarely in the photos, and she was always the one doing the scrapbooks and saving all of the pictures and making sure they were all organized. And it's just a real shame to think that a lot of the time she wasn't even being captured and she was the one capturing all the special moments for us. So make sure that you're in the frame too. Your baby, your husband, your spouse, whoever, they're all going to be so grateful to have those one day. The next tip is to plan ahead. One thing that has been key for me, and it's something that I'm not used to. I'm definitely more of a spontaneous, go with the flow person. I am not a planner or somebody that's by the book. I like to just go with how I'm feeling, and although I love routine and I love a specific time frame for my day and I know what I'm working on, as far as like planning trips and things like that and planning meals, in my prior life, before having a baby, I was very nonchalant about pretty much everything. That has to change if you don't have help at home with your baby. You need, as I said before, as much time as possible on your hands to accomplish whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. Planning ahead is going to make everything in your life easier when you have a baby. If you are somebody that's comfortable using a nanny or a babysitter, planning ahead is going to really benefit you, because you can maybe go on a couple of dates with your sweetheart once a month or twice a month with a baby at home. It'll give you peace of mind knowing that you already have it in place, your reservation's already there. That way there's no extra chaos, there's no fuss once that time arrives, and you can just enjoy yourself and actually relax. Same thing goes for taking trips. I personally love to travel far from where we live, close to where we live. And I have to say that I did a pretty poor job planning in the earliest times of Donovan's life, as far as when we took a couple of little trips in California. I really truly wish that I would have had everything reserved in advance. It's a headache when you're already trying to take care of your household, your child or your children, your spouse, and the excess noise that is going somewhere else and making sure everyone's gonna be okay. It's too much. You have to have it done in advance. What a wonderful feeling it is to have everything planned, paid for, and then just wait for the wonderful time to come that you're going to go travel or going to go see something neat. One of my favorite tips is to get dressed and ready every single day. Of course, there are going to be exceptions to this. It's all right to have one day where you're just like, you know what, I feel like hanging out in my yoga pants. I just want to be in my PJs. That's cool, but if you make that a regular habit, I guarantee you're not going to feel very good about yourself. I try to make a very conscious effort each and every day to, 1, be showered, 2, to really do my hair, even if it's, my hair is not necessarily clean because I don't wash my hair regularly. I make sure that it's styled and cute, and I also put on makeup and a cute outfit. That way I just feel confident and like I'm actually going to accomplish something throughout my day. When you sit around in your pajamas or your sweats or your workout gear, the feeling is completely opposite. My next tip is to become a team with your partner. Really solidify your relationship in this new journey, especially when you're doing it on your own, just the two of you, and get very good at communicating your needs. No matter what the gender roles or roles are in your household, don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. If you need him or her to do the dishes once in a while, or if you need them to just sweep the floor or vacuum the carpets or make dinner one night or make breakfast one morning, just ask and really communicate in a nice way. Don't wait until you're frustrated and you feel like you're doing it all on your own to ask for help, because it's just going to add tension to your relationship, to your day that's already probably a little bit stressful when you're dealing with a new baby, and nobody wants that. You want to have a peaceful relationship in this time more than ever. Along those same lines of slumming out in your PJs, just vegging, try not to watch television. I have a whole video on no screen time for your children and parents as well. However, I'm going to reiterate it here in this video that television is bad for you, and we all know it. It's bad for us, okay? We all enjoy it. I mean, for the most part, many of us enjoy television, myself included. I don't really love television. I like it. I love The Office, and I'll say it over and over again. It's my favorite show. It's the only thing I watch. However, I love it. That being said, it's okay to enjoy it in moderation. However, it is directly linked to depression. What else is directly linked to depression? Postpartum. Make sure that you're making the rational choice, the careful choice, and the best choice for you and your brain and your well-being. Get outside, do something productive, try to read, and if you're not a reader, grab an audiobook. It's the exact same thing. Whatever it is that's gonna make you grow. I mentioned RIE Parenting and Objectivist Parenting in almost all of my videos, but those are two things that if you are a parent that's doing this without any help, you must look into them. They are the philosophies that I use to run my household, and I'm forever grateful that I discovered them. Executing my parenting style in a more conscious way, in a more respectful way, has only made my household more peaceful. It's only made my relationship with my son more special and more sacred, and in fact, it has affected the relationship that I have with Ben, my spouse, and I have to say that it's just something that I really truly wish everybody would look into. When you're somebody that's doing this without help, it's such a great thing to be able to just observe and do less. It's such a wonderful thing to have the ability to step back and allow your baby to have independent playtime when you don't have somebody in your house to help you out. One thing I forgot to mention as far as cleaning goes, it's more of an investment, but Ben got me a Roomba, and it's so amazing because I just send it off twice a day, and it even leaves the cool carpet lines on my floors that make my house look super clean. And when your baby starts moving around more, it's even more important that your floors are clean all the time, and it's very hard to keep up with that. I have to vacuum. Before I had my Roomba, I would have to vacuum every morning and every evening. Roomba, awesome investment. My next tip is to reinvent the date. You do not have to go out to dinner and a movie to be on a date with your spouse. You gotta think outside the box when you have a baby and no help. Ben and I really enjoyed taking Donovan with us places, and I know a lot of people aren't like that, and I know that some people just want to be alone and they don't want to have to worry. But for me, it was actually way more stressful to consider him being with somebody that I hardly know, or being with somebody else at all, period, especially because I was breastfeeding and, I wanted him to be on a specific routine. So it was actually really nice to go somewhere with Donovan in his bassinet that we had on his really cool stroller, and I just felt at peace that he was with us, and he was usually asleep in the beginning, and we had a really wonderful time. But get creative. You can go for a walk in a really nice place, check out museums, check out really pretty malls and different outdoor garden areas like botanical gardens in your area, check out new parks. Even if your baby is too little to play, go to places that are, pretty. You just gotta check them out. Look in your area for cool attractions, and I know in Los Angeles there's a plethora of things to see. Worst thing that you can possibly do is try to force this concept of a date and bring your baby when it's an inopportune time. For example, when they need to breastfeed. There were so many times where Ben and I were just trying to go and enjoy some sushi or whatever, and I had to put on my cover and nurse Donovan and then burp him and get him ready to go back to sleep because he was so little. And I just remember Ben looking at me like, I feel so bad, like, for you, like, we can't even enjoy this. But I wasn't miserable at all, you know, it was fine. I understood that was the phase that I was in, and it's okay, you know, I was cool. But if you don't want to be in my shoes, and if you are the person that would be annoyed and frustrated and miserable, avoid that. Do things in the proper time on your baby, your son or daughter's routine, and you know, within reason, you know, go to places that you know will work out and will be a comfortable time. And don't get worked up if it doesn't work out. Just kind of laugh it off and understand that you're new parents and this is your life now. And the last tip is cameras and different security systems for your household. So if you are somebody, unlike myself, that's comfortable with a babysitter or comfortable with somebody, a nanny, coming into your household and caring for your child every now and again, that way you can have alone time, either just you or with your spouse, then there are a lot of really, really great cameras to put your mind at ease while they're in your home. A lot of the people that I know, that I've met at different functions that I've been at with my little baby Donovan, they'll be talking to me about, oh yes, the nanny's there or the babysitter's there, and they'll show me their phone and they can literally see the nanny interacting with their baby in real time on their cell phone, which is so cool. And I think if you're somebody that really desperately wants to go out and is comfortable with a babysitter, then you should check that out. It might give you some more peace of mind. But like I said, I don't use them, so I can't give you a very good recommendation, but I thought that was a good tip. My final tip is to enjoy. Enjoy the fact that you're allowed now to mold your baby in this environment that was completely created solely by you and your partner. When you don't have help or you're far away from people that you love and care about and would love to have, you know, alongside you for the journey of bringing up your baby, you also have the benefit of not having to worry about pleasing anybody. You don't have to worry about anybody's opinions. You don't have to worry about criticism about the way you clean or the way you dress your baby or bathe your baby or don't bathe your baby or the way you talk to your baby or don't talk to your baby. Especially if you're somebody that is into RIE parenting or Objectivist parenting, you don't have to worry about what people think all the time, because I know that that is a common issue for many moms. Even if you don't have somebody nearby, a random stranger in the grocery store will give you their 2 cents on what you're doing wrong as far as parenting your child. So that is one upside and something that you can actually just enjoy about not having help. Yes, it's challenging at times, but it's so special that I get to just, like I said, really cultivate the specific environment that I want to raise him in on a daily basis. It allows me to really strengthen our bond, our relationship, and to just observe, communicate with, and learn about each other. So that pretty much wraps up this video. I really hope it was insightful for you guys. This is stuff that has personally really helped me out, and if you are parents that are doing this all on your own, I'm giving you my high five and my love. I hope that you're doing okay, and if not, hopefully these tips will make you okay. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for watching. If you're not new to my channel, thank you so much for watching. You guys are the best. You're really making my day. Every time I see growth here on this platform, I get super excited. I think I'm driving everyone in my life crazy talking about it, but I really am so happy to be doing this, and I just want to share good information with you guys. So help me out, help me continue this channel by giving me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys on the next one. Oh, also don't forget to leave me comments below. I love hearing from you, I love responding to you, and yeah, love ya.